What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fire Sports 6 podcast. Boys, I'm giving you guys everything I have tonight. You don't understand. You don't understand what's at stake for me here, but we have shit to talk about. All NBA teams, we're going to talk about it. I was going back and looking at some of the previous All NBA teams. There are some absolute stinkers, but there are some loaded all rookie teams. All rookie teams. We're also going to be talking about the top 10 off-ball linebackers in the NFL. I have this schedule here, and every Wednesday we're going to be doing a top 10 list up until the NFL season. I saw something, it's like, I don't even know, 13, 14 Sundays, whatever the fuck it is. Last week we did top 10 offensive linemen. This week is top 10 linebackers. Next week is top 10 safeties. We have top 10 edge, top 10 interior defensive linemen, top 10 corners, top 10 running backs, all the way down to top 10 receivers, top 10 defenses, top 10 offenses, top 10, whatever the fuck. So make sure you guys stay tuned. That's what's in store for today's episode. I wish I could give you guys a recap of game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I wish I could, but unfortunately, the person that was seated at the bar at the restaurant I work at today wanted hockey on the screen. Go to fucking Canada with that shit. Are you kidding me? Victor Wembanyama is playing playoff basketball, and this schmuck wants to watch hockey. And honestly, I'm definitely overreacting. I am a hater, though. I don't understand. It's one thing if you're going to change the channel. I understand if you're going to change the channel and you're actually going to fucking watch that. I'm okay with that. You're the customer. I'm the employee. But when you tell them to change the channel just to not watch the fucking game, are you serious? Have a little bit of consideration for the employees there that may or may not have USD on the game that's on the TV currently before you come. Actually, change it to the hockey game that I don't give a flying fuck about. There should be a tax or a fee or a little quiz that you have to give to anybody that ever wants to change the fucking TV channel at a bar or a restaurant. Name fucking three players in the game that is playing that you want to change the channel to. If you can't do that, I've got staff that has US currency on this game. I can't fucking change it. You moron. Or they'll change it and then go on their phone the whole time. Oh, it's just so fucking annoying. So I wish I could tell you what the fuck happened in this game, but we did get a stream going, so I was in and out. Lucky for me, I was tuned in for the probably 20% of this game I was able to watch. I was tuned in for the part where Stephon Castle absolutely threw a tomahawk on Isaiah Hartenstein's fucking head. And that was unbelievable. I let out an audible, holy shit, in the middle of not the middle of the restaurant. Me and my boy Josh were standing by the host stand watching this, which was a weird night, by the way, because there was last reservation was 6:30. There wasn't another reservation until 8:30. We close at 8:45. Go fuck yourself, number one. Number two, we're sitting watching it. We're like watching the game at the host stand. We see Stephon Castle throw back this absolute fucking tomahawk on top of his head, and we go, holy shit. Whole restaurant looked at us. Not a good look. It is what it is. It is what it is. Absolutely worth it. Unbelievable out of Stephon Castle. 30 burger from SGA. I wish I could explain to you guys in some context, but there is one thing. If you listen to yesterday's episode, I'm the hottest NBA gambler on the face of the planet right now. I haven't lost an NBA bet in days. All the way back to Cavs game 7 against Detroit. Boom. Thunder money line. Boom. Cavs halftime, Knicks full time, which is the sharpest bet. When you hit a halftime full time, you just feel like a genius. Bang. Cavs winning the race to 10. Bang. Oklahoma City Thunder minus 6.5 tonight. Bang. The kid is on an absolute tear. And I thought I would jinx it by giving out my play yesterday. And that was not the case whatsoever because the Thunder covered the fucking spread. So the kid's on a heater. I like the Knicks tomorrow. I think the Knicks have so much, or tonight if you're listening to this. Yeah, probably tonight when you're listening to this. I like the Knicks because they just had so much momentum. They're 6.5-point favorites. They've been blowing the brakes off of teams in this playoffs ever since they fell down 2-1 against Atlanta. They've been blowing the brakes out of everybody. They had a 9-day rest. 9-day rest. They fell down 20 against Cleveland and MSG, and they came all the way back, stole all the momentum. They have better wings. They have better, I don't want to say better big men, but I think they have the bigs to bang down low with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and then Jalen Brunson is the best player in this series. The Knicks have been ripping. Like they shot the ball horrifically in game one. They were still able to come out with the W. They were, and it makes sense that they would be cold because they had 9 days rest. They're one of the hottest shooting teams in the playoffs over that 7-game winning streak that they had. They were due for some aggression, especially after 9 days off. But you win in the fashion that they won in game one on Monday or on Tuesday. They're going to come out and light the Cavs on fucking fire. I think this game is over at halftime. I think the Knicks are going to win this game by 30 plus. You're getting them at 6.5 right now. Take that all day and twice on Thursday. And let me tell you, I'm due for aggression. I've never been. I'm incredibly hot. I have not lost a bet since Sunday. That's almost a half a week without a losing bet. That's unheard of. If you know me, you know I'm a horrible gambler. That's unheard of. We're locked in. That's where we're at right now. I would honestly take like Knicks like there's a bet I saw when I was perusing DraftKings. It was like wire to wire. Knicks wire to wire makes a whole lot of sense to me on in game two here. But that's where we're at. I wish I could give you guys a better analysis of game two because it was so fun watching both of these game ones and being locked into it. But you got hockey fans in North Carolina. Not even hockey fans, fake hockey fans. He's probably an old guy that says, the NBA is too soft for me nowadays, so I got to watch hockey instead. Name 10 players, you fucking schmuck. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not even upset about it, so quit asking. But we do have some stuff to talk about. The all-rookie teams were announced, and I agreed with most of them. I think I'm not like gonna go over like and dispute the all rookie teams. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, Conkinipple. How Dylan Harper wasn't like a unanimous first team guy the way Cooper Flag, Con, and VJ was doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I do understand that Jeremiah Fears must have left a really, really good taste in some of these voters' mouths with the way he ended the year because 28 points per game. Did anybody know that? Was anybody watching the Pelicans? Because I sure as hell fucking wasn't. Jeremiah Fears averaged 28 points per game in the month of April. He increased his average shot attempts per game by 10 shots per game. And his efficiency got better. He was 50% from the field in the month of April, averaging 28 points per game. and the Pelicans won one fucking game. It was unreal. But seriously, shout out Jeremiah Fears. I was a Jeremiah Fears guy coming out of Oklahoma. I wanted him to fall to the Nets. Unfortunately, that was not the case because the Nets have the worst draft luck in NBA history. And as we look at this San Antonio Spurs team, like, oh, they rebuilt so well. They got fucking lottery luck. They got lottery luck. Wemby, luck. Dylan Harper, luck. Stephon Castle, they still had to make the right pick with Castle. He didn't fall into their lap the way Wemby and Dylan Harper did, but luck, top 5 lottery. Like, they have just gotten some of the best lottery luck in the history of the NBA. And I'm sitting here as a Brooklyn Nets fan. It's like, all right, we had a really good chance at a top 5 pick last year, but we got 7 or 8. That's okay. We had the best chance out of any team to get a top 3 pick this year. That's okay. We end up with 6. It's like some teams are just meant to be good historically. Some teams are meant to just be poverty, and that is displayed in the lottery odds because the Nets are a fucking joke when it comes to the lottery. But the Spurs get Stephon Castle, Victor Wembanyama, Dylan Harper back to back to back. What the fuck is that? That's such bullshit. That's so annoying. It is what it is, but it's annoying. Like, at least Oklahoma City built their roster by like good roster management from Sam Presti. Just, I don't want to say that we get banned, but just bending over the Clippers in the Paul George trade. The Spurs just got lucky. Like the De'Aaron Fox contract, honestly, not a good contract. Not a good fucking contract. I guess you could say like their player development, like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagnie. Like, I guess, but those like developing role players, cool. Trading for SGA when he was a second team. Let's talk about these other rookie teams, by the way. And the second team is Ace Bailey, Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, Maxime Reynal, and Colin Murray-Boyles. It's honestly it was a really, really good rookie class last year. I would argue Ace Bailey over Cedric Coward on the first team, but that's just out of ignorance of watching Memphis Grizzlies basketball, quite frankly. But looking at some of these other first team or all rookie teams, chat, the 2003-2004 all-rookie team might be the greatest all-rookie team ever assembled. Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kirk Heinrich. What the fuck is this Kirk Heinrich? Throw him in there. It's insane. That's got to be Melo, Bosh, LeBron James, D. Wade. That's ridiculous. Let's look at some of these other ones. And then you have ones like Andre Bargnani, Randy Foye, Rudy Gay, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge. Just awful. Darren Collison, Steph Curry, Tyreek Evans, Brandon Jennings, Taj Gibson. Like, some of these are just awful. Awful, awful, awful. And if you look at some of the more recent ones, like the 2024 one, Stephon Castle, Zach Edey, Zachary Reese-Shea, Alex Sarr, Jalen Wells. That's awful. But the year before that, Brandon Miller, Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama. And it's like Pods and Jaime Jaquez was on there. 2022, Banchero, Walker Kessler, Benedict Mathurin. How is that guy on his second team already? When I guess Jalen Williams. Okay, that's pretty solid. Keegan Murray. What's Keegan Murray up to nowadays? That guy was the truth. Look at this one. This one's all over the place. Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, Lauri Markkanen. Remember when Kyle Kuzma, Jason Tatum was an argument? Remember when people, for sure, Ben Simmons is going to have a better NBA career than Donovan Mitchell? It's just so funny, like, going back and looking at some of these. Like Dario Saric and Malcolm Brogdon were first-team All-Rookie above Jamal Murray and Jaylen Brown. Obviously, Jaylen Brown Finals MVP, Jamal Murray NBA champion, second best player on a championship team. Like, it's just crazy the flip-flop on some of these, man, right? Like Karl Anthony Towns, Kristaps. Shout out D'Lo. Shout out Nets D'Lo, bro. But no, this is D'Lo was All-Rookie, second team in 2016 or 2015, excuse me. Let's look what other ones are on here. But really, the one that just jumped off to me was the Melo, D-Wade, Bosh, LeBron. That's got to be the greatest rookie class of all time. And that's it's not a hot take. That's relatively known. Let's see here. Brook Lopez over Kevin Love on an all-rookie. I mean, Brook Lopez was the truth, bro. He's like Brooklyn Nets all-time leading scorer, which is kind of sad. This is a pretty nice one. Dame, AD, Bradley Beal, Harrison Barnes. Pretty nasty. It was just cool going back and looking at, like, some of the old All-NBA teams. But either way, let's talk now about the top 10 linebackers in the NFL going into next season. Starting with some honorable mentions, Nate Peanut Punch Landman. This dude was getting a forced fumble every single week, it felt like. And he got a contract extension in the middle of the season all over the field for that LA Rams defense. He's a fun player to watch. It was the weekly red zone update of Nate Landman forced another fumble for like 3-4 weeks, was nasty. And one of the most underrated players in the NFL is Cedric Gray, the linebacker from Tennessee, who still has a lot of work to do in coverage, but he gets an honorable mention here. Playing behind Jeffrey Simmons definitely helps. But I think Cedric Gray is now stepping into the 2026-2027 season with the head coach in Robert Saleh that got Quincy Williams a new contract with the New York Jets, that had Quincy Williams as a second-team All-Pro with the New York Jets. He helped develop Fred Warner, who is on this list. We will talk about him momentarily. Helped Jameen Sherwood get a contract when he was with the New York Jets. Like, he just produces and develops off-ball linebackers at an elite rate. And Cedric Gray, who already saw a jump last year where he was 164 tackles and only an 8% missed tackle rate. The coverage is meh. But the dude has a nose for the football, and Bob Saleh works his magic at the off-ball linebacker position. So I really do think that this Titans defense has a chance to be one of the best in the NFL next year. Azeez Al-Shaair cracks the list at number 10. Just an absolute thumper all over the field. Definitely a little bit of a dirty slime ball, but I feel like you need a little bit of edge like that in the middle of your defense. I think Houston was the best defense pound for pound in the NFL last year. They had historic level numbers until week 17 when they just took their foot off the gas and Riley Leonard torched them, who saw that fucking coming? But either way, Azeez Al-Shaair, career high 9 pass breakups, so he's getting better in pass pro, one of the best run defenders in the NFL. Azeez Al-Shaair, an absolute beast. Dre Greenlaw at number 9, the lowest missed tackle percentage amongst linebackers last season at just 3.6%, and that's coming off of a torn Achilles. People forget how nasty this guy was in San Francisco, and you could argue if he doesn't get hurt in that game, that San Francisco wins that Super Bowl against the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are not getting a lot of success offensively. Dre Greenlaw goes down and they just go after his backup. Go after him. Then that game goes into overtime, and Patrick Mahomes in overtime with a chance to win the game. It was never in doubt. So Dre Greenlaw at number 9. This might be a little hasty to throw Carson Schlesinger in at number 8, but for some reason, I found myself watching more Browns football last year than I'd be pleased to admit, probably because I was Shedeur Sanders hate watching. Not because I hate Shedeur Sanders, but I hate his fan base. It's the most insufferable group of people on NFL Twitter. But either way, Carson Schlesinger was all over the place. Just a tackle machine, 13 TFLs, 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups as a rookie is nasty. fast, and he's all over the place. Good instincts, always in the backfield, always around the football. Need to get that forced fumble number up before he can be in a real elite company. But he had a better rookie year than Jack Campbell, and Jack Campbell was the best linebacker in football last year. We'll get into him in a little bit as well. Ernest Jones, duh. 5 interceptions last year, anchored the best run defense in the NFL in a yards per attempt basis. He is unbelievable. Just a real nose for the football. He's like bounced around to a bunch of different teams as well, which doesn't make a lot of sense for a guy that had 5 interceptions last year, for a guy that is a pretty sure tackler, for a guy that has just produced every step of his NFL career. But 5 interceptions as an off ball linebacker will get you on this list. Number 6, Devin Lloyd. Best coverage linebacker in the sport last year, without a doubt. And PFF also had him graded as the 11th best run defender. So an incredibly versatile player. It was one real year of great elite production, where some of these other guys that you're going to see on this list moving forward, they've all had consistent years of fantastic production. And he had a pretty high missed tackle rate for an off-ball linebacker, which is a little bit concerning. So that's what's getting him punished here. But you can't dispute how nasty he was in coverage. 8 pass breakups, 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, 6 TFLs. The interception he had against Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football, it's just a thing of beauty. It's just a thing of beauty. Just absolutely user lurks. I mean, the user next level Madden user lurk type of stuff, and then takes it all the way back to the fucking crib, basically winning Jacksonville that game. Devin Lloyd in Carolina this year on that defense now with Jalen Phillips, with Derek Brown, with Nick Scorton, with J.C. Horn, Trayvon Moehrig, Mike Jackson, who was the most underrated CB2s in the NFL. This Carolina Panthers defense could actually be really, really solid next year. And you throw Devin Lloyd on the middle of this, you can be sideline to sideline and create some turnovers. I think they're going to be a real problem next season. Number 5, I had Zach Bond. A little bit of a down year for Zach Bond because he was so insane in 2025, but he still deserves a top 5 linebacker shout because of how good and consistent he's been over the past 2 seasons. One of the best pure coverage linebackers in the NFL. Did see a little bit of a drop off in like the forced fumbles and the turnover standpoint, but still had 2 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. He also had 3.5 sacks, and he had a really high pass rush grade, which I thought was interesting. So he's been a really efficient and effective blitzer in this Vic Fangio defense. But he just didn't have as good of a year as Jordan Brooks did. And as a player or as a fan of a garbage football team, I understand the pain of good players being buried from public media attention because they're on a garbage football team. Like Garrett Wilson falls into that all the time. The dude's unbelievable. He's just on the fucking Jets. Jordan Brooks falls into that category. That dude is all over the field. He had a 4.3% missed tackle rate, second lowest missed tackle rate in the NFL amongst linebackers last year. 13 TFLs, one forced fumble. He had one of the best seasons in the off-ball linebacker position, but was just on the Dolphins, so nobody talked. I think he led the NFL in tackles, or it was a second in the NFL in tackles. Just all over the fucking place. An absolute baller. Shout out to Jordan Brooks. 4.3% missed tackle rate. Nasty. Number 3, I have Jack Campbell, who I think was the best linebacker in the NFL last year because of Fred Warner's injury. That dude's all over the fucking field, bro. He's a madman. Just all over the place. 5 sacks. Filling up the stat sheet too, all over the place. 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, second in the NFL in tackles, a missed tackle rate under 7%. He had the best run defense grade in the PFF era. And again, PFF isn't the holy grail, but the best run defense grade in the PFF era. And when you watch him play, it makes a lot of sense because he's all over the place. Basically, a consensus first team All Pro across whatever website or whatever ranking system you're looking at. This guy was a first team All Pro, and if you were watching the Lions, he was everywhere. Jack Campbell, the future at the off-ball linebacker position, next up in this next generation. But there were some guys that have been here for a little bit, and we have to keep them at 1 and 2. And that's Roquan Smith at 2, who definitely had a little bit of a down year. No disputing that. Not that all-pro standard where he was 3 times in a row, first team all-pro 22, 23, 24. That's why we have to keep him here. Because it's just respect your elders, Jack Campbell. Respect your elders. Oh my gosh. Carson Schlesinger, okay? And that's what we're doing here with Roquan. And then obviously Fred Warner is the best linebacker of this generation. Incredibly fast, has an absolute boomstick on him. elite instincts, great at forcing turnovers. The only con you can say is a little bit injury prone, but I don't give a fuck. He's the best linebacker in the NFL. He's been the best linebacker in the NFL for some time now. Fred Warner is an absolute weapon. He's the best linebacker in the sport. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to have top 10s. Literally, I'm recording them every Wednesday night. So they're probably going to drop like every Thursday or every Friday, every single week until NFL season. So it's going to be top 10 at every position, top 10 offenses, top 10 defenses, top 10 overall teams, top 10, whatever the fuck I can think of until this NFL season starts. Going position group by position group. Last week was offensive linemen. This week was linebackers. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single top 10 list. All right, Chad. I don't know. That was all I had planned for today's episode. I rely a lot on my game recaps for these NBA playoff games in order to take up a good amount of my time, but that just wasn't the case today because I want to watch fucking hockey. But it's whatever, man. I love you guys. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Short episode today. We'll be back tomorrow talking about I don't even know. I already did AFC offseason grades, so I guess we'll do NFC offseason grades tomorrow. And then we have a Fantasy Friday episode, some buy lows in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Make sure you go listen to yesterday's episode where I talked about the top 12 players in Dynasty rookie drafts next year. Really good stuff. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, go follow the Instagram. If you're listening on YouTube, go follow the Spotify. Go follow the TikTok. I get unrestricted on TikTok live. I think I am right now, but I'm just simply not going live. So make sure you guys go over to TikTok and engage and go in the chat. I love you guys, man. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode of the Fire Sports Takes podcast.